In today's video, I'm actually going to show you how I make a tomato and bacon jam. All right, before we get started, on the screen you're going to see my channel. And there will be some arrows showing two different playlists for recipes. That's what it looks like on my chip, and I'm going to have to say it is unbelievably good. Here are our ingredients for our tomato bacon jam. This, of course, is diced tomatoes. No, I didn't raise these, but this is 2.5 pounds after I have opened the cans, put them in the colander, and drained them. And I know that's exact because I did set them on the scales after I weighed out the bowl and the sieve. That's 1 pound of bacon. It's been chopped into very small pieces. Of course, it is tomato and bacon jam. You gotta have bacon. I have 1 cup of light brown sugar. That is 1 large yellow onion chopped. Just use whatever onion you want to. And as you can see, that's about 1.5 cups. I have 1/2 teaspoon of red chili peppers there that are ground. Now, as I always say, put the heat in it based on your taste, not on mine. You might want to put a tablespoon in there and make it really good and warm. I don't know. But I'm taking this for the Saturday night card players as their savory appetizer, and I know that most of them do not like a lot of heat. I have a teaspoon of salt. I have a tablespoon of ground mustard. And I have 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Now I have all of my ingredients laid out here. I find it much easier to fix something if you don't have to stop and look at a recipe to make sure you got the right amount. Just weigh it all out, set it out on the counter, do your prep work, and it will make your life so much easier. So what I need to do now is I need to fry this bacon at a medium-high temperature until it's thoroughly cooked. And once it's cooked, I'm going to put it on this plate here. It's going to drain on these. You can see I have my stove turned to medium-high, and my bacon is cooking. And my bacon's cooking, and the heat is really cooking the bacon just the way I want it. I want to get this good. I want to get this good and brown. So the medium-high heat just seems to work perfect if you can see it for all the steam coming off of it. Okay, the bacon is browned to a perfect golden brown. I don't want to overcook it because remember, this jam is going to cook for a little bit longer with all the ingredients combined. So turning off my heat. Now I've got to remove the bacon, put it on the platter, and let it set and drain for a little bit. That bacon looks perfect. I'm just going to take and blot off as much of this grease as I can. Now I'm going to go ahead and take and get the bacon fat out of my pan. And being a Southerner, you always save your bacon fat. It's wonderful. If you need to season a pot of beans, you can use it in that. I like when I'm taking and slow cooking a piece of pork tenderloin to use a little in the pan instead of an oil to keep it from sticking. There's just lots of uses. As you've always heard, when you first move to Tennessee, you're told save your bacon grease. We'll tell you what to do with it later. I have poured up and saved my bacon grease. I've left just enough in there, maybe a tablespoon in what little bit coats the pan. It's now time for me to throw my chopped onions over into this pan and cook those until they're just tender. Okay, it's taken about 5 minutes to get my onions nice and translucent. It's time now to transfer them over to the pot that I'll be cooking the jam in. And I was cooking that on a medium-high heat. So let's turn off this eye and take and dump this over into the pot that we're going to cook the jam in. And I know I normally use stainless steel, but This is not going to have a lot of liquid in it, and I don't want to take a chance on it sticking. There was quite a bit of bacon fat on that paper towel, but now my bacon fat and my onion is in my pot, and I'm going to add my other ingredient. Now I've added my drained, diced, and chopped canned tomatoes. I'm going to mix that up. I'm also going to go ahead now and add all the other ingredients. I'll start with the sugar, and it really doesn't matter what order you do this in. To make it easier for me to get it over to the stove, I just put all my dry ingredients in one bowl. I had them measured out. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I'm all about saving every step you can save. All right. Last ingredient, of course, that we're going to add, and it doesn't matter which one you add first, trust me, is my apple cider vinegar. I turn this up on a medium high. Believe it or not, there will be quite a bit of juice come out of these tomatoes, and it will come to a boil. Once it does that, I'll turn it down on simmer, and I've got to cook it, believe it or not, for an hour and a half. And most of the moisture will go out, and then it'll be ready to put in the jar or the bowl, just whatever you're going to serve it in. You can eat it while it's warm, or you can put it in the refrigerator. Well, looky there, I'm already starting to see tomato juice. I'll be right back with you guys. Gosh, I wish you guys could smell the aroma coming out of this pot. It's just awesome. Now, it has come to a boil. I do not want it to burn and stick, so I'm going to turn my heat down to low, my lowest setting, as low as it'll go. And then I'm going to turn my timer here on an hour and a half. All right, when that alarm goes off, it should be done. Of course, I'm going to be here to stir this thing quite often. It's important to remember when you're cooking this for an hour and a half that you're wanting most of this moisture to cook off. So whatever you do, don't cover it. Just come by about every 10 to 15 minutes and gently stir it to make sure it's not sticking. If it's not cooking down like you would like, simply turn that up to another notch. Just watch it. Don't let it burn. Remember, we're wanting to cook all of that moisture off. I'm going to taste this for you and let you see what I thought of it. Now, I can already tell you, I've already tasted it. You can eat it either warm or you can eat it cool. And in case you're wondering what it looks like, I truly wish you were here. The flavor that's coming through mainly is the tomato, of course, because there's more tomato in it than there is any of the other ingredients. But I can taste the bacon. I can taste just a tad bit of heat and the onions. And they stand out a lot more than any other seasoning that's in there. But I do hope you will make this. It's very simple to make. It should store in the refrigerator in an airtight jar for a few days, just a couple of days. I don't think it'll last longer than that around here. And to try it, I'm actually using some of my chips that I've made. These are actually a low net carb chip, and I'll make those for you and give you the recipe, but that'll be on another video. All right, thanks. And if you would, share my video with your friends and family. That just helps us. That's what helps us grow. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a truly blessed day.